All right. Welcome to FaBled Hunters.
I'm Yuanji.
I'm Saint.
And today are we opening or are we going through some stuff?
I think we're going to do both.
Okay.
So we are going to open some stuff. And today is going to be the continuation of our little mini-series, Solid, Liquid, Gas. We hope you liked the first episode, which we were talking about solid or sealed product. Mm-hmm. Today, we're going to dive into liquid or raw cards, which I think we would both agree is the fundamental building block of the TCG global economy, right?
I don't know if I would use those words, but yeah, like definitely. I think singles is basically for like any like store, any like individual that's like transacting in TCGs.
Well, when I say global economy, obviously distributors and LGSs distribute the sealed product to it.
That was just a joke.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was just making the point. It's like, it's like kind of stiff.
Kind of stiff?
Yeah.
Damn, man. Maybe I should loosen up. I think we went a little too economics 101.
Yeah.
All right. But regardless, I still say global economy because there's a lot of concerns. A lot of people are used to doing business only in the US.
Sure.
They've got the luxury of saying, oh, look, I could just buy my cards from TCG Player or my sealed product from TCG Player or Channel Fireball or, Star City Games. And there you go. There's the box. Whereas internationally, in many parts of South America, in many regions of Asia, sealed product is not safe. Due to their local restrictions, due to customs enforcement, immigration and customs, they're going to cut open some sealed product and your sealed product will be compromised.
Yep.
That's why a lot of countries, they just don't transact in sealed product.
It's also expensive to ship.
It's also expensive to ship, VAT taxes and whatnot. That's why even between like the US and Europe, a lot of the times backpack traders deal with whole backpacks of singles. So the whole global economy again transacts around single cards.
I think to your point, like singles cards, like anybody who is going to be like trading or selling anything in TCGs, like that's going to be like the medium that they work with the most. That there's the highest volume.
Absolutely. And single cards, like everybody's building decks or needing pieces for their collection. You don't open up 5, 10, 50 boxes and get all your sets perfectly. You're always going to be missing some key pieces, no matter what trading card game you're in. And we're going to follow along the series just like we did with my CFB content. We're going to use Magic the Gathering as a basis for transaction because I don't transact in FaB. I don't do FaB for money, but I've transacted millions upon millions of dollars of Magic cards, and I am not ashamed of doing that because Magic to me is just a commodity, whereas FaB is more of a passion and a long-term project. That said, let's dig into it. Let's see. Let's get into what's on my desk. Literally pulled this off of my desk. Here we go. Here is a stack of liquid assets.
Yep.
Starting with the Counterspell. Like this is a 1999 Mercadian Masks counterspell. It's a common from Mercadian Masks, but it's a foil.
Yep.
I think counterspell is available for as cheap as like 10 cents because it's just printed. It's like recently reprinted in Modern or what is it, Pioneer, something like that.
You probably find somebody to give you like a free set of counterspells.
Yeah, you could literally get it for free if you asked a friend at an LGS, they'd give you counterspells for free. Yet this is worth over $100 and graded well, it's worth thousands of dollars because it's just a very special rendition in a time where foils were still new and special and very scarce. I think they only gave one common foil per like 15 packs or 18 packs or 2 to 3 common foils per box.
Yeah, I think you get like 3, depends on the set, but you get like between like 3 to 4 foils per box.
Total foils, including commons, uncommons, and rares. And there were no mythics back then, right? So this is just an example of going through multiple 6-figure collections and whatever's left. I determined that this was not gradable or this was not worth grading. Different cards, even crop rotation, which I think is played. This bling version from, is this Legacy, right? Or is this Legacy, crop rotation? Even this common is worth hundreds of dollars, I believe. Now, Yuanji, you wanted to focus on a couple of the cards, and you actually looked it up.
Yeah.
There's one of them, right? Like a Sarah's Sanctum, for example?
Yeah, I wanted to bring up the point. So you talked about the singles as being kind of like a liquid asset.
Absolutely,
So to give a little bit of background to people who aren't as familiar with like the world of trading cards, like why is it that these cards are liquid? Is the fact that there's institutions that exist that people like transact daily.
Yep.
Like a large number of these cards transact either. It depends. Like if it's like a modern set,
Yep.
you can have like tens of hundreds of transactions on the same card every day.
Absolutely.
If it's like one of these older cards, maybe like you have a couple transactions.
A dozen a
every
month, something like that. Yeah. And in this case, I would say that the reason that this fits the definition of liquid is because there's literally almost like a stock market indicating the prices at any given point, the spot price of, call it a Sacrosanctum. And we looked it up. I think this is not near mint. This is like MP or something.
Yeah,
but
near mint
mint's
is like
$335. We looked it up as of late April, right? Whereas that's on TCG Player, which we'll call the generally accepted market price. In Europe, they use Magic Card Market, MKM, right?
I think now it's just called Card Market.
Card Market?
Because they do a lot of different games.
Okay, cool. So it used to be MKM, now it's just CM?
Yeah.
Okay, cardmarket.com. And other places, even I heard South America sometimes use Star City Games pricing, and different regions use different pricing. Like I recently learned about the economy in Taiwan. Taiwan bases their economy on TCG Player, although they have no access to TCG Player.
Sure.
Their economy mirrors TCG Player. So like the Taiwanese, raw card economy is reflected off of TCG Player US dollars times, I think 30 to 1 or whatever the new Taiwanese dollar is in reference to the US dollar at the time. So that's interesting. On the other hand, we had another piece of data which was using what was it? Card Kingdom?
Yeah, Card Kingdom I think is like the most commonly used for Magic cards buy lists.
Buy lists, yes.
To your point on the cards being liquid, so because these institutions exist, people have like a solid belief or they trust the prices that
they trust the
are
institutions.
listed, and so you have these parties like Card Kingdom or like other stores that basically offer to buy, like they set a floor, like if you really like today wanted to just like, you didn't want to put in the work to like,
you don't want to work, you want to sell it. Card Kingdom's buy list price for near mint, again, let's just pretend these were near mint, would be $240.
Yeah.
Right? So TCG Player $335, TCG Player charges 10% plus, let's call it 13 to 15% for their service fees for listing and selling. You put in a little work, you're making $280 to $290 off a near mint copy of this card.
Yep.
Or if you're lazy and you just want your cash immediately, you want liquidity now, then you could sell to Card Kingdom for $240.
Yeah.
Right? Roughly, let's call it 65 to 70% of the value of that you could get on the market. Right?
Yeah.
On the market value of
and
TCG Player.
I think we see that it's dependent on the card, so we also
It
looked
is,
it up
it
for
is.
Lion's Eye Diamond.
We did look it up for Lion's Eye Diamond. Lion's Eye Diamond has hits multiple spots. It hits, I think, Commander. It hits Dredge, Legacy, Vintage. It's just a real awesome all-around card. It's basically a Black Lotus with a little bit of drawback, and you can have 4 of them in a deck. So what are the numbers?
The TCG Player near mint price is $535.
$535,
and then Card Kingdom pays $420.
$420. That's almost 80%. It's better than the exchange rate of the Sacrosanctum because more people need Lion's Eye Diamonds, and I think Lion's Eye Diamond and Gaia's Cradles are like the most liquid raw cards on the planet right now. Like every region, Europe needs them, Asia needs them, South America. We need them here in the USA. These Lion's Eye Diamonds, so they're really, really huge.
Yeah,
right?
and I think it kind of speaks to the fact, like you mentioned earlier. I think like the conversion rate of these cards is dependent on how many, I guess, audiences. That it hits.
Yeah, how many spots in the market.
Yeah. Right.
Like the sweet spot for Magic cards is definitely Commander, and then the high-end collectors is definitely Vintage.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're hitting a lot of different spots with the. I'm not going to say Vintage, but this is at least Silver Age, and it's played in Vintage. It's played all over the place. It's played in Commander.
I think nowadays I would consider Lion's Eye Diamond Vintage. Like.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I consider Vintage more the top 8, but I don't want to come across as an elitist. That window changes, right?
Yeah.
And speaking of Vintage, this is all Vintage. Like our Giving Archaeologists, These are worth a few hundred. These power artifacts, these were like $15, $20 a piece 3-4 years ago. Now they're close to 500 each. Same thing with transmute. So just really cool cards. And you had mentioned even Ashnod's Altar seems to be reprinted again and again and very, very popular, right?
Yeah, so I think one of the things that I guess like you balance when it comes to like keeping cards in your collection, if you really care about like the paper value of the cards, something to keep track of is whether or not they will be reprinted. And so like a card like Ashnod's Altar, well, I think it was reprinted in like the list for like one of the more recent like Magic the Gathering set boosters. It's just stuff like that. Obviously, the oldest version still holds value,
of course,
but I think that just speaks to the fact that these a lot of the value in these cards is reliant on
age, scarcity, all of those factors.
But then also like people being like wanting to buy them, like before you reprint, like there's a lot of people who want copies to play with.
Yeah, like in terms of FaB, people always want the original CNCs in regular and especially in foil. People always want the Enlightened Strikes. People probably will want Sync Belows in WTR Alpha eventually, right? Oh, and one more example. This is from Arabian Nights, just to show the disparity. This is pure vintage, I would say. Some people want to collect them for their Arabian Nights collections, their vintage sets. Diamond Valley. Again, this is in beat up condition, but a near mint one came out to $12.50 on TCG Player. But in terms of the buy list for near mint, it's only $730, which is roughly 50%. As Rudy says in his videos, the buy list for these vintage cards is a little down because demand is a little down. Maybe there's not as much liquidity these days, but still, you know, if you're going to be holding on to cards that are worth 4 figures, be patient, list them, wait for another collector to buy them, or else don't sell them. Just wait. Like these aren't even listed; they're literally just sitting on the desk. One day, I'll figure out a way. I'll either consign them, have Big Baby list them, or figure something out. So that's just one example. What next? At a collection. Let's go into that real quick.
Yeah. So I think one of like I don't want to say like easiest, but like one of the most like guaranteed ways to kind of generate not like earnings, but like generate more value. Is by buying collections, I think.
By buying collections, yes.
Usually people, it's kind of, you're like converting your time. People normally, like if you wanted to sell these cards, like you would have to like individually list them, find a buyer, and then mail them out like one at a time. Yep.
And this collection I just bring up because I put in a good amount of work, but then I also didn't put in that much work. You could even tell by the different size of the sleeves. These are meant to be liquidated as raw. These because they're in the larger grading sleeves and they're literally in a graded submission box. The collection came like this, where I would say 90% of the cards were in near gem pristine mint, grading quality. It was a collector who, had symptoms or signs of OCD, similar to me. I've been told I'm a little OCD with cards as well. And you know what? I'm not denying it. So he opened up his alpha and beta magic cards in 1993, and he made sure they were put in a nice, safe box, and he didn't even sleeve them. He just, lightning bolt. This thing's like $1,500 right now. Just a single lightning bolt. It's been reprinted like 50,000 times, and there's only, I think, 12,000 copies of this ever printed in Magic the Gathering Alpha. And what's this Library of Lang doing here? All right, we were probably tinkering around earlier, and here you go, Library of Lang. Like, look at that, a Vesuvian doppelganger. This is from my late friend Quentin Hoover. There's only 1,100 copies, probably less than 100 copies in this quality of condition right now. This is easily top 10%. No, not even 1,008 copies of Vesuvian doppelganger ever printed. And this is honestly the alpha version of the predecessor to Cheyenne Dying Gemini. So yeah, it's cool to have just acquired her in a collection. So that's alpha. It just came like this, and just very conveniently 90% plus of the assets were gradable. Very thankful, spent healthy six figures on this collection, although there's a lot of not that amazing stuff like lands. Even basic lands are super cool when graded, and because of the age, net some really, really sick premiums. Again, we'll leave the grading part, that deep dive, in the last portion, which is gas.
I guess it really pays to be like, I'm ashamed to admit it. I do not like take
good care.
At least of like, if I had like a stack of lands, I don't think I would have them as nicely as this individual did.
Well, let me just tell you, this gentleman spent, I think, between $35 and $40 on these specific Magic the Gathering cards out in 1993.
Yeah. And
he took down a six-figure payout as a result.
Right.
He didn't buy any more. He just bought whatever it was. I think one alpha starter deck, or two alpha starter decks, and one or two beta starter decks, and I think a couple packs of Arabian. Let me see. There's a second part to this collection. Let's just dig through it right now. Yeah, there might be Arabian here. Let's see. Here's the rest of the beta, Hurricane, Wall of Ice. Where are the rares? Oh, Wrath of God. That's a big one, right? Sleight of Mind, not as big of one. Mana Barbs. Okay, that's the rest of the beta. Here's Arabian. Yep, he had some Arabian cards. These are all gradable. Even the commons in Arabian based on light or dark mana.
Yeah.
Like Piety, dark mana. Piety, light mana is more valuable and more rare. There's just so much. Even Fish Liver light or Fish Liver dark versus Fish Liver oil light. You see the disparity in the mana. That might create multiples of value, and the value disparity becomes exponential once you grade it.
Sure.
So it's pretty crazy.
But I think that speaks to, I guess, like the long-term value, even if you don't get your cards graded.
Yeah.
Just like keeping them in good condition.
Absolutely, yes. That's why you never know, right?
Yeah.
Like, who would know that a smoke would be 4 figures? Birds of Paradise. There have been Birds of Paradise alpha that have been graded that have literally transacted for 6 figures. So, even a Timberwolves, Jam Day Tome is like a 30-cent card that's been reprinted to oblivion.
Yep.
This copy is probably worth $5,000 in its current condition. Mana Vault, you wanted to bring that up, right? Mana Vault was as recently featured as I think Ultimate Masters had a Mana Vault.
I think it was in Double. I think Double Masters also.
Double Masters had a Mana Crypt, I think. But,
yeah.
Regardless, it could be printed at any time because it's not reserve list.
Sure.
But this Alpha Mana Vault is probably in the 7,000 range because it's pretty close to near mint. You could tell from here, right? That's pretty darn close. It's not gem mint, but it's NM for sure, right? So even this, it's 1 in 1,008, and it's probably $7,000. So that's an example of the raw cards from this collection. I do have a small little sample size, just a teaser. Again, we're not going to go deep into graded cards, just a teaser of the quality of the cards that came out from here. So this is a Beta Sarah Angel. Very, very iconic, very, very prominent card. 8.5 Quad plus is a baby Quad Sarah Angel. That is an Icy Manipulator, Douglas Schuler. This has been reprinted a million times as well, right? Definitely. This is, however, in this condition, in beta, it's worth thousands. Speaking of being worth thousands, we've got our dual lands, Badlands and Tundra. One's an 8.5, one's in 9. These are nice copies. And these started out as raw. I just submitted these as test subjects for PCG.
Sure.
Help them get some guinea pigs onto their little pop report. Jihad, which is one of the Woke 7 banned cards.
Yes.
It's not allowed. We're going to get canceled. Oh no! We've got Shahrazad, Kaja Foglio. I've always loved this art. Very cartoony art from Arabian Nights. The card itself, I don't even want to read it. Like, if we read it and even explain it, we'll be here till tomorrow. But it's a very complicated card with really cool cartoony art. She's got a hookah. She's there in her little Arabian Nights bedroom saying, "Come hither." And last but not least, here's a 9 Quad plus Jazam Jin. This is by Mark Teaton. I think the same artist as the Soul Ring. Yeah, I believe so. And this is one of the most iconic cards and one of the most iconic arts in all of Magic the Gathering. Came in the same set. So yeah, you never know. This all came from Raw. This was formerly a Raw card, now enslabbed, and now I think this went through the taste test of PCG, and I'm going to try to convert it to I think BGS, because especially for a card as old as an Arabian Nights card, you want to see where it stacks up, especially seeing a 9 PCG slab. So there we go. That's all from one collection, and it all stemmed from a Raw purchase. There's different potential. There's different ways to skin the cat, so to speak.
Yeah.
And you can derive Raw premium from there. Let's see what else. I was gonna do this later, but let's do this now. I wanted to bring up that Raw cards aren't just for monetization.
Right.
I've got a very special playmat signed by my friend Douglas Schuler. His signature's down here, Doug Schuler. And this is the Sarah Angel 2016 Kate Upton edition, right? I have, I'm very consistent in my, simping for fantasy characters. So here's one. We've got a page of unlimited Sarah Angels. I don't know what they're worth. They're probably between 50 and 100 before. Yeah, these are all nicely sleeved. And then that's Black Border? No, that's Collector's Edition. These are Collector's Edition.
Yeah.
That's unlimited. These are revised. So a bunch of different Sarah Angels. Yeah, Doug and I, we were at a Magic Fest, and we both discussed our appreciation for the female form. And he went further to give me some choice words about the Sarah Angel. So as you can tell, this isn't something that I'm not making a set. I'm not doing anything with it. It's just like a history lesson, a walk down memory lane of the Sarah Angel. This is a 7th edition, M10. Oh, I even got 7th, 8th, 9th, and the special DCI edition, DCI Judge Foil of Sarah Angel, I believe that was.
Mm-hmm.
Got multiple Judge Foils. And then we even came upon this, right? You're like, whoa, that's a 7th edition foil. I think this card at its high, I don't know what it's worth now, but at its high was $3,000 in near mint. This is pretty close to near mint, and I don't know. I love this card, so it didn't occur to me that I had a Sarah Angel, a 4-figure Sarah Angel just lying around. Douglas Schuler, Sarah Angels and revised with signatures, just for a little bit of variation. Different foreign Black Border Sarah Angels, just really cool. There's even this one. I don't know what this is worth. This is a misprint Sarah Angel / Time Elemental. So that's cool.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. They're very, very scarce as well. So, yep.
I think this is like an interesting point. So,
25th
obviously
anniversary.
you like collecting Sarah Angels. Is there like a reason why you chose not to like maybe put all these in slabs?
In terms of slabbing, I think I just wanted. I mean, I do have some of the top Sarah Angel slabs.
Sure.
In the world and in the pop, but in terms of just pure appreciation, sometimes there's nothing as relaxing as just flipping through binders. I actually met the model for the Seraph.
Oh, okay.
I met her in person. She lives in Seattle, and I was introduced to her. She was a friend of one of the early employees at Wizards of the Coast, and she actually, I think interned for a few years at Wizards of the Coast. So yeah, even the Seraph was cool, and just to meet her, I was like, oh my god, I played with you in Ice Age. That's amazing. And then I think there are just other, that's Rebecca Guay always. And then there's just some random angels to supplement my Sarah Angel collection. So yes, not all raw cards, not all liquid assets need to be liquidated. Quentin Hoover again, Archangel. QH was just such an awesome artist. Just that very iconic style with those very defined pen lines. Really, really cool. I mean, you could see the influence from like the Vesuvian Doppelganger in the Archangel, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah. So not everything is just about creating liquidity. Although I'm sure I could find, 500 people in the world that would want this Sarah Angel collection easily. Easily. I've got there are Sarah Angel collectors, and it's not just me. Like there's this guy in New Jersey that prides himself with having the top graded Sarah Angels from Alpha, Beta, Unlimited, Revised, and I've been after him for that Revised Sarah Angel. I think I've offered him like 20 grand for his BGS 10 Revised Sarah Angel.
Yeah.
Out of the slab, it's worth $4, $3. In the slab, it's apparently worth more to him than $20,000. So
Sure.
that's just what you get because it's population 1, and that just meant that he was more obsessed about Sarah Angels than I am.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's no shortage. There's a lot of collector dudes, collector bros, that are simping for Sarah Angels. Now, just to take a quick turn before we go into the flesh and blood assets, I just wanted to bring up what, in my opinion, was literally the most liquid asset in Magic the Gathering. I've had this discussion with Rudy. We've had this discussion both individually as well as separately with gentleman by the initials of CW. He's actually one of the largest collectors in the world.
Yeah.
And literally owns one of the most successful software companies in the world. And his partner just created the sorcery TCG. So anyways, we are all in agreement, including Rudy, that this is the most liquid asset in all of TCGs. I could literally have 100 collectors, players, speculators, flippers, anything line up and provide instant liquidity if I listed alpha Magic the Gathering basic lands on the open market. Like these guys in this condition, I think islands are $150, swamps are $80 to $100, mountains and forests are whatever, $70 to $90. So they're very, very liquid because they only made, I think, 70,000 of each art. So there's only 10 arts. There's only 700,000 alpha lands ever made.
Yeah.
And they say between 30 and 40 million players of Magic. And, that means there might only be one alpha land for every 50 Magic players.
Okay.
Something like that, right? Because 50 times 700,000 is 35 million, right? So 1 in 50 Magic players gets to have one land. Actually, let's not dwell on that point. That doesn't make me look too good.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's okay. It is what it is. Moving right along. Most liquid. So moving right along, let's take a little journey down to FaB.
Yeah.
I don't want to make that connection for you because I personally, again, don't monetize Flesh and Blood. It's way too early in the game's life cycle.
Yeah.
But you wanted me to bring up some examples, right? So I got this. I got the foils. These were literally just sitting on my desk. I don't even know what to do with them.
These are all unlimited.
Yeah, these are all Monarch Unlimited,
yeah.
right? And I don't even know. I haven't even made sets of these yet. I might play Genesis. If I play Prism Bay, I'm gonna use the Genesis. I think the ALS Arclight Sentinel, right?
Yeah.
Celestial. I don't know if she runs Celestial still. She does.
Yeah.
Not Soul Food,
No.
but Soul Shield.
Yep.
Do I not have Soul Shields? Womp womp. I don't think I have Soul Shields.
Maybe not.
Maybe not Soul Shields.
Yeah, I wanted to bring this up because on all the Magic examples that you gave earlier,
Yeah.
those are mostly from I would say like collector sets and not like modern sets. So if we were to talk about this, the analog, it would be if you were to open Neon Kamigawa
Okay.
or something right now.
Yeah.
And then so anytime a set is in print, I would say the largest volume of transactions that occur for singles is definitely between players and stores.
Okay.
So stores are always buying singles that people want to play with, and then players are always buying. And I think during 2019 to 2021,
Yep.
the players market, I think at least for Magic, slowed down a little bit, and
It did.
It was mostly just for Commander players that were still buying singles.
They were.
But I think this is one of the aspects when you have kind of a more vibrant organized play community. When you have what Flesh and Blood does right now, and then Magic is trying to kind of bring that back a little bit with their announcement of doing the Pro Tour and everything. You have
biting off of FaB. Just saying.
You have like
Too late, Watsy. You suck. You still suck, Watsy. All right.
Well, you have like an entire like industry basically based off of like buy listing playable cards that people want to put in their decks, and then like selling it to players who need it for like their tournaments or whatnot.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And if you're talking about kind of like whether or not you should like get in like collect cards and try to like sell them on a liquid basis, I would definitely say that's like a model that's like been working, I think, for as long as like TCGs have been
as
around.
long as TCGs, yeah.
And it's just like buying lots of cards from people, converting like your time in kind of like listing all the cards, selling them individually, and then basically like converting like your sweat into money. If that's the choice that you want to do.
Yeah, that's true for the viewers at home. I personally don't think about it from a monetary perspective, but from a buying collections and refining the pieces I like to get them to, let's call it like a nicely graded Juzam Jin, whereas selling off the pieces, the little pieces here and there from before, like the counter spells, the old foils, and the Silver Age and vintage products, yes, it totally makes sense. You're basically committing to make an investment as well as put in work and refining the different angles of that investment. You're not going to buy a collection just to buy list all of it, although some people do that, but that's not going to net your maximum return. Your maximum return is breaking it down, grading the cards that make sense grading, selling the cards that make sense selling based on condition, and whatever you have left that you really can't list, you bulk it out if it gets there. Obviously, I don't think we've shown any bulk, so to speak, because we're not dealing with Ultimate Masters or Modern Horizons 2 or Neon Genesis Kamigawa. Yeah. So let's make that shift to Flesh and Blood. We've got some Flesh and Blood things to open. This is one such collection. I purchased a collection in conjunction with Fluke. He was like, Saint, yeah, I want the cold foils, but I don't want all the other crap. And I was like, how much is all the other crap gonna cost me? He's like, it's a good price. I got you, man. I got you. And I'm just like, oh, whatever. I'll be the buyer. I'll be your patsy, Fluke. I think I got like 2 pictures of roughly what the stuff should be.
Yeah.
I don't actually know what I purchased, so it's a surprise to me too. He's just like, foils. You'll like them. You'll like them, Saint. And I'm like, okay, foils. I like foils. I do like foils. So there is supposed to be a DVD mailer? Is it like 1993 again?
It's a funny story. I walked into like a CVS the other day.
Yeah. And
on like the checkout line where they have like the impulse purchases, whatever.
Yeah.
They had like a rack, and I was just like, DVD rewritable, like stack, CD rewritable. Do you remember those?
Yes, I do. That's from a long time ago. That's a blast from the 90s, I think.
I have no idea who would buy them. They were like $4 per CD.
Right. We've got some Silica Gel. So Fluke was very careful. Either that or he wanted me to eat it and poison me. You're not getting my collection, Fluke. Let's see. We've got, what is it, Stonewall Confidence.
Is there all alpha foils?
Yeah, they seem to be. They seem to be all WTR foils. It might be a full set. Razor Reflex, pink with the extra blood. That is cool. Razor Reflex. Is there a blue razor? No. Wounding Blow, Wounded Bull, Slug, Scour, Scar for Scar. These are valuable, right?
Yep.
These are cool. Raging Onslaught, Nimble, Demo, Sigil. Sigils are, the red foil sigil. Wait a minute. Oh no! Oh no! What happened to the best snatch?
Maybe he just kept it.
Maybe he took my best snatch. Fluke, you owe me a pink snatch, bro. All right, let's continue looking. I'm just gonna leave that up there. There seem to be arcane in here as well. So
yes.
Let's take a quick look. Disable, Bellow, Regurgitating Slug. More scars. No snatch, but multiple sets of scars. Hold on, let me just flip this over. So this is just really cool. These are an example of, oh, no! Oh, where's the pink snatch? Where's the beef, Fluke? You promised me whole sets of stuff. Where's the beef? Oh, man. This is gonna be feels bad if I'm missing 2 pink snatches. Disables. You got everything except for the pink snatch. Not okay, Fluke. Super uncool, bro. So, yes, I was Fluke's patsy and I purchased whatever coupled cards. He's like, it's a bunch of foils, and these are indeed foils, but, you know, we're missing some very key, very select foils. You got to do it for the snatch, bro. Okay. At least I got a pink sink. That's good. Unmovable seems to be. Oh, there's the razor reflex. Maybe we'll catch up with the snatch. Let's see if we do. Okay.
I think he did this on purpose.
He did this to troll me, probably. he left out the pink snatch. He left out the pink snatch. This is so uncool, Fluke. So super uncool. All right. Let's look through the contents. I'll sort them later, but I'll have to tally up with Fluke. Still, it's super cool to get these cards: Whelming Gust Wave, Surging Strike, Rising Knee Thrust. I'll have to get Fluke to. I'll have to first double check what exactly I purchased, because I just took his word for it. Hey, I have seen a bunch of Steel Blade Shunts in foil, right? So yeah, that counts for something. Value-wise, I don't know. I just feel there's a game. Ooh, did I buy that? Stroke of Genius. That's a special one. I suppose I did buy it because it's in the box. So Stroke of Genius. What else? Darn it, Fluke, you can be stopped. He's like the evil Bond villain in this story. Okay. Still cool. Still really cool just to look at alpha foils. Another set of sinks, another immovable set of razors, pummels, wounding blow, flick flax, scars. Oh, pink snatch! The best snatch. All right, we've got sink belows. We've got more sink belows. Unmovable. All right, Fluke, all those things I said were not true. We've at least got 1 pink snatch. So 2 pink snatches. Two pink snatches. Oh. All right. What else? Drone of Brutality. That's cool. So far, 1 super rare. I think there was more spice, but basically, I feel Snatch redeemed. Snatch redemption, which is good. It's always good to be able to redeem your Snatch. And, a 3rd pink snatch. All right.
He gave you the set.
All right, he gave me the set. My life is complete. I think I basically bought a play set of foils. I think that's what it was. Hurricane Technique. That's a super... Wait, these are not real. These are bootleg, right?
What do you mean?
Those are unlimited, no?
This is unlimited.
That's unlimited.
Yeah, this is also unlimited.
Yeah, these are both unlimited. Okay. There's definitely... This is unlimited. I'll have to look at what I actually purchased, because I definitely wanted first edition. I definitely did not want unlimited cards. Okay, so these are the foil counterparts. Yuanji, instead of just me ogling these cards, because I do love me some FaB cards, what are your thoughts to the foils? I mean, have you been following the foil market?
I do know that for the first and second sets, I think as of early this year, the foils have gone up. I think people basically realize that all of the, basically like whatever is open right now, that's just like what it is.
Yep, it is what it is. Whatever's open right now, right?
Yeah, so I mean, that's also kind of like the, I guess like the long-term hold when you are talking about singles as something to collect. It's just like whatever gets opened.
Oh, but wait, there's more. There's more.
Whatever gets opened in the sets, part of the reason why they hold value is because the sets go out of print. And then as time goes on, that's what like holding and keeping good care of your singles is doing for you.
You're noticing all this cat hair?
Yes.
Fluke, you live around some pets. We live in a pet-free, smoke-free, drug-free home, bro. Now we've got dander and all sorts of stuff on the playmat. Okay, let's look at, what is this? This is a foil Tome of Fyendal. Oh, this is an alpha foil Tome of Fyendal.
That's nice.
Yeah, I didn't know I purchased this. I guess I did. I mean, I'm assuming it's not a gimme, right? Yeah, these things aren't just free gifts. A foil Lord of the Wind. All right, what else did I purchase? Let's see. Let us see. Ah, here's the good stuff. All right, here's the good stuff. There we go. RITL, Knock the Death Whistle, Reckless Swing, Iron Song, Spinal Crush, Majestic Foil. Oh, that's really cool. All right, these are cool. These are really cool. Okay, I think I got one last little batch. Ooh, this is thick. It's thick. Thick with the 2 C's. Thick. Chains of Eminence. Endless Arrow has seen play, right?
Yeah.
Endless Arrow is starting to become viable. With that extra buff, that instant speed buff, I saw some janky awesomeness with the Ranger, right? With Lexi was doing it.
You can do like a big hit. You just like play that like 3 times or something.
Yeah. Ninth Blade, Rapid Fire, more Knock the Death Whistle, Rusted Relic, most worthless super rare. Pursuit of Knowledge is really cool. Like to see this actually implemented in play. Be nice. The Tomes, Lessons in Lava, and Forked Lightning. Wow, these are all the wizards, right? The 3 wizard super rares?
Yep.
Wow, that's a lot of awesomeness, huh? Super cool. Guess I owe Fluke a thank you. Still gonna check, make sure I'm all full up on my snatches. All my diverse snatches. All right, what else? See, it is my belief that when the market is in a lull, like it currently is, to just go hard, right? When things are hot, things are really, really hyperactive, you know, people whine, people complain, people are like, oh, you're buying everything. Yeah, I started accumulating these assets on eBay in plain sight just within the last 30 days. You know, I did say winter was coming, but that was November. We're going into May now, right?
Yep.
And yeah, there's such a thing called spring. So I don't know. Hashtag Fab Spring. Who knows? These are the Majestics. That's an E-Strike. Picked up an E-Strike. First edition. Picked up the super rares, even more super rares, just off of eBay, like whatever this was, 20 to 150 bucks a piece. These were a couple hundred each, Teclo Core, High Octane, and they're in plain sight. People literally didn't want them. I got these without any competition. You know, FaBled Hunter's a good reason for making these episodes is to document. So in the future, when, you know, people are going, Ree, why? Why does he have Art of War? Well, because I bought it on TCG Player for 700 bucks and nobody else wanted it, you know? Why Scar for a Scar? Because I picked it up at 400 bucks on eBay whenever, I think.
There's like people who are open to offering like $500-$600 for those.
Really?
Right now.
Scar for Scar?
Yeah.
Well, they should have worked harder and they should have been up there.
Check TCG Player.
Yeah, they should have checked TCG Player or they should have checked eBay because there's a lot of folks that do 2 and 3 day auctions.
Yeah.
These I just purchased on TCG Player, and honestly, I bought these for like $250 all the way down to like $215.
Yep.
And then it's dropped since then. I don't know. People are like, oh, you're in it for the money. Oh God, there's 5, 10, 15, 19 Bravos. Oh, I'm in it for the money. I paid $250 a piece and now they're $97. Right? Like, who really cares? I did it because it's cool. I did it because I wanted gradable copies. I did it for the convenience of just having a lot. Same story as a Grandeurs. I just wanted this. I thought it was a really cool piece. This was listed in, or this was, the art was displayed in the Rudy kits.
Yeah. With
the Rudy Gem Keeper kits. And I was just like, this is reminiscent of the Rudy. So I wanted more copies of these. And none of these are even gradable. They're just literally, they will stay in raw form. they'll be used to complete master sets, because, you know, just like viewers saw with the Sarah Angels, I don't know, I'm thinking of putting together master sets or multiple page sets of the first 3 collections just to enjoy, just to flip through, because sometimes that aesthetic feel is just really, really calming. Just like, oh, look, I've got, you know, multiple copies of this. This looks really good. It's very pleasing to the eye. Same thing, just purchasing these randoms. This is just a non-foil E-Strike. I don't know how I came across it. I guess I just saw it for cheap, 80, 100 bucks. These, again, they're just lying in plain daylight. Glint the Quicksilver. These cold foils, they're just sitting there, unclaimed. Nobody wanted them. Grass of the Arknight, I think I paid like 1,100 bucks for this on eBay. Storm Striders. This came from that collection from the sealed video, remember?
Okay,
yeah, that was a Rudy card. This came in a set of 4. This was sent to me. I think Amelia just sent it to me for like in lieu of what was it, shipping services. These came from Taiwan because people preferred $50 to, you know, $50 US to holding their Farewell to Wraith cold foils, right? These, I think they're the gradable batch. So yeah, I really liked my Bravo. I purchased, what, call it 25 Bravos and 25 Grandeurs just to get a handful each of gradable copies. So this is accumulation mode. These are raw cards, some of which will always just be raw cards, are put into a binder, some of which will be prepared for grading in the future when logistically sound methods and financially sound methods of grading become available. As of the filming of this video, economy is still not available, and even if it becomes available, I think it's 12 to 18 months, economy Beckett.
Yeah.
Also been submitting to PCG as well. Those are at PCG, so not in the video. All right, this is gonna be a little different. I don't know if this topic is gonna be as well received, but let's see if this is the right box. I wanna bring this up, just thinking outside the box. Something different that I've never talked about in the past, and a new format of farming. Raw cards are farming this liquid asset. Even have a letter. Oh. Card Vault TCG. We buy collections. All right, let's give the letter. Kevin and Max from Card Vault. Hey Saint, we know how much you like your Bravos and Valahais, so we cracked the rest of our Everfest boxes to fish some out for you. Out of 708 boxes, we pulled 14 Valahais and 21 CF Bravos. Ran under drop rate for both. Just goes to show that even when nearing 1,000 boxes, you can still be about 15 to 20% off drop rate. That's actually pretty insane. They've got numbers to back it up.
Yeah.
Right? The rest of the Valahais and Bravos are from our remaining inventory from the original 1,000 boxes cracked, plus 300 more that we've opened since. Thanks for the business and keep hunting. Kevin and Max from Card Vault. Now, again, my wife is in earshot. She's not going to approve of this message, but if this doesn't go to show you that it's not at all, you know, sometimes pursuing the collection is not at all about the money. I don't know what is. I basically locked in early on, like very early on, call it late February, a deal with Card Vault, a TCG company, a LGS.
Yeah.
And I think they're in the Florida region. And I locked in at roughly $250 per Bravo, and I think close to $400 per Valahai. And prices were tanking, blah, 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 blah. I just told them, hey, as long as you don't mess with the condition, as long as you don't cherry pick my sample size of Bravos and Grandeurs, I'm going to honor that price. And just, you know, I'll give you guys a blank check. Just open up as many. And turns out they opened up close to 2,000 boxes. And I bought, I think, most of what wasn't listed on TCG Player from their 2,000 boxes. And here we have it. So, yeah, there you go. We've got, I don't know, this is, I think at least extra pieces of Grandeurs, extra pieces of Bravos. Let's probably a dozen per, so 30 to 40 Bravos and Grandeurs. So, yeah, people will be like, oh no, you're such a dumbass. You lost, whatever it is, you lost $10,000 in card value. And I'm like, no. First off, support your local game store, right? They made money.
Yeah.
They did this to sustain their business. Second off, obviously from our FaBled Hunters episodes, going down from 3 a week to 2 a week, it's out of necessity because you're busy, you know, being the EU champ, and I'm busy, you know, trying to make the world a better place in my day-to-day business. And I simply don't have time to open up 2,000 boxes. So for a mere 5-figure sum, others who are in the business opened up, 2,000 boxes, and they helped me as well as they helped create singles to sell to keep their business going.
Yep.
So this is, I don't know, this is atypical, but I would always say for the busier collector, because there are collectors out there, there's this meme, I gotta find it, about a kid talking to an adult, and one day will I be able to afford all the video games in the world? And it's yeah, but you will, but you won't have time to play them, right?
Yeah.
And I find myself in that situation. I know it's probably not the majority, but I'm sure there's at least one viewer out there that is like, I really like the sealed product of Flesh and Blood. I simply don't have time. And, I know some entrepreneurs in Asia who probably don't have time, right? So please, think about atypical business arrangements where you can save yourself time and you can get yourself whatever you're looking for. What I will tell you is, at some point in the coming weeks, I will relish in digging into these grandeurs and these bravos and really enjoy my time going through them, picking out the ones, this one's a little bottom top, or top bigger than bottom, but picking out the gradable assets so that I can find potentially that BGS 9.5 quad or that BGS 10 basic in cold foil. 10 quad, I don't think so yet because we're a little early, but we'll talk about graded assets in our next one.
Okay.
Right? Yuanji, I think that's all I have to offer the viewers about raw or liquid assets. You have anything to add to cap things off?
Just to recap what we said earlier, because it's a pretty long episode, just like singles, there's so many different demographics that it hits, and there's like a lot of different ways to acquire or to collect singles. So I mean, I think we went through most of them. If you guys have any additions, just leave it in the comments.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I talked about magic collection buying, which I've been doing for years upon years. This was an example of a Flesh and Blood collection joint buy where I think Fluke got the good stuff that he was looking for, and I was his patsy, and I thought I got shorted a couple snatches, but thank God they're here. And that's an example of how you can join up. An example of just being patient and accumulating, the different assets, the different raw assets that are just, in plain sight for cheap in a down market. Time will tell that once you hold on to these raw assets, one day, if you ever need liquidity or if you ever need to trade them for different assets, the value is always stored in these cards, and there's always going to be a market price, up or down. I'm down on the Bravos and Grandeurs, but is what it is. I'm probably going to be holding these till 2040, so who cares, right?
Sounds good.
All right. Well, next episode's going to be graded. We're going to be talking more about these sexy slabs. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Till next time, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.